Okay, so next catch up. We have one more zucchini that was indoors still, that hadn't quite come up as big as the others. And this is the trombetta one. These are now all going to go outside. Here we have another mini bean coming up. So these will go outside as is at the moment, covered. I transplanted some tomatoes from the takeaway box, so there's one lot there. Because this will be my last time of the indoor gardens. This is the finale, if you like, of the indoor. And there's some more of the tomatoes that were in the takeaway box. As you can see, I've divided them into two areas. I've cleared out everything in here. These are the last few empty pots and covers that don't match anything else. So if I'm going to sow anything else outside, I will use these. Completely cleared out underneath the growing areas, apart from these tubs. Everything else is gone. There's a kitty. So this shelf here, all that's left now, but as I say, these are all going out on that white table now that's clear. These are things that are just starting to come up. We've got a lot coming up there. This is aubergines. So that's the aubergines coming up. Then here we have some peppers, which are always slow to start. They haven't even started to, oh yes, oh, there's tiny little green bits by my thumbnail here. I think you can see that. So they're just starting. They're very slow to come up, so never think your peppers aren't growing. This is the lavender I tried to grow from seed. Not coming up unless it's very slow. I don't know. And then this middle shelf here, this is all that I have left on here. And most of it is just starting to come up or hasn't come up. The things that have come up really well at the moment are the gorge. So yeah, the gorge are coming up here. These will need to be transplanted out of this pot, so I will do with that. What else is growing? As I say, things are just starting to come up mostly in this area. And there's a few more waiting to come up here. I don't think there's anything coming up here. No. And then the top row, as I say, these are the absolute last sown things up here. Oh, these are coming up nicely already. This is okra. Finally, I have some okra coming up. I haven't checked the bottle farm. I think I've got some planted in there as well. So I'll go and check on that in a bit. And then here we have, these are some more of the trombetta. And these are the ones I keep explaining to you. They grow in a really weird shape, but the plant will go for miles down your garden. So they're a fun one to start with if you want to grow those. And as you can see, these are just all starting to come up. These are all coming up here. They're very satisfying to grow zucchini. If you don't grow zucchini, do give it a go. There's so many varieties. These are the Bianca ones. So they're all coming up. Last time I think I was filming, I just sown these all. So literally, I did see on one of the packets in Greek, it said something, I think it was 30 days or 35 days from sowing to produce. These are zucchinis, but these are the marrow type. Not coming up yet. So I say different varieties take different amount of times to grow. There's a bit greenage coming in that back one. So do look at what ones grow quicker than others. Ooh, here we have just starting to come up. These are the rosa lettuce, the red lettuce. And I don't think there's anything coming up at the back here yet. What are these? Cucumber. Oh, they're not coming up yet. So that's interesting to see what comes up quicker than other things. I would have said cucumber was quicker than the zucchini, but not so. So that is the last of those. You won't see in here anymore. These are going outside now on the white table. So that is the finale of indoor growing. And this is where they will be next time. And there's, I say, the gorge I've got to transplant into bigger pots. I've just moved some bits around. So we have the oregano and the thyme. I've taken cuttings, which I'll share in a minute with you. Got the parsley, got some basil there now, and the long lavender is there. A lot of stuff's been transplanted in the garden, so we have some bits still here. Were the newer things this side, just so I remembered. And then this side, a lot of stuff has been planted out from this row, so this is reducing as well. We have the chicory in the pot here. I've moved the Malabar spinach to here. But as I say, lots of things popping up everywhere. We have lots of tomatoes. These will be planted out very soon. I've planted a whole load more of tomatoes out, melons out, lettuce out, watermelons out. The beans are planted out. Now this isn't the yellow melon that was here. The yellow melon that was here is planted out, but this is another lot of yellow melon just starting. These are some of the zucchinis that were indoors, now being planted into bigger pots and have come outside here. And this one was in the tub. Oh, the Romania ones. Those ones are there. So there's a lot of those coming up, just protecting them from the wind. Many peppers still. These will be next probably to be planted outside. Lots of peppers. So there's a whole array of those. You can see really big, all coming out the top. More peppers. More peppers. Plenty of peppers here. There's some lettuce here I've planted out now that was here. And as I say, tomatoes have gone from here. Loads more peppers and tomatoes. This one's coming right out the top, so he needs to be planted out. Lots more of those. More tomatoes. And then here, this is the loofah coming up, which is here. Forget the weeds. There's another one here, loofah coming up, and another one here. So the big green leaves are loofah. Here we have more of the marrow type zucchini. Here we have a long red radish growing, the long pointy carrot looking ones. Next to that we have some plum tomatoes. Here we have dill. Now that's a success, my first ever dill. Here we have sweet corn. Here we have something that looks suspiciously like more radish. That is the round radish, and we have 3 of those. So there's 1, 2. These will stay in the pots. This is why I grow these in big pots. I will harvest them from there. And number 3. So I'll see if any of those are actually ready yet. You can see here I just had to sort out. These were the shop bought chives, just because mine had finished and not restarted yet, and I wanted some straight away. So if you saw that, you will know they were only about 1/3 of the size. I bought 3 of them, and I've already harvested from this many times. That's the other rosemary. These are my chives that I potted up, and as you can see I've harvested those by the snip marks, so already they're ready. There's some basil in there as well. There's some more chives under there. More basil. These were my chives. These were my chives, as you see what I would say about they're behind, because they haven't regrown yet this year. More chives, more basil. Any tomatoes that I haven't planted out yet are here. I've done a massive clear out, I haven't finished yet, all along here. These sunbeds are because we haven't finished the patio around the pool, so they don't live there really. And for now my herb rack has become my tool rack for things I want to keep here. You will notice the rocket stove is gone and the barbecue is gone, hence why we're in the middle of still sorting out and cleaning and sorting out there. And here are all my nets for the garden. The stuff is out here and on the corner of the bar, just until they need to be put into bigger pots or planted out. This is the beginnings of taking down the indoor garden shelves. The 2 black ones sit along the wall in my room where I do my YouTube. Taking down all the wood in between that makes a much bigger growing area. I tie them up. Each row of shelves gets tied and they stand on their end in an area of the room behind the door. And then I'll clean this off. I won't take the table away because Kit has made a little man cave underneath, and that's where he sleeps, like his little cat kennel. So I will obviously clean the top off this sheet, this plastic sheet, and leave it there for him. But this is the end of the indoor growing until next winter. As I said before, I was going to try and get more shelves, but there's no point because I put all these wooden slats, old pallet wood between, which gives me plenty of growing area, and they don't take anything to store. Whereas I've actually only got room for 2 lots of the shelves in my room that are just there until next year. So that's the end of the indoor growing area for this season. So now we can see out again to our views. Till next time, Meraki.